Did you know that, according to recent studies, over 50 million smartphones break each year? That's really a staggering number. Imagine how many people are dealing with shattered screens and costly repairs. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're like me and have a tendency to drop your phone more often than you'd like to admit, you're going to want to stick around for this one. In this video, I will help you to find the best rugged phones that can survive any drop. Let's go. Alright, let's jump right in. Starting off our list at number 8. The AGM Glory G1S. If you need a rugged phone but also need it to do some specialized tasks, the AGM Glory G1S is designed for just about any edge case, pun intended, you might need to put it through. The ruggedized phone chassis is IP68 rate, certified for water, dust, and drop resistance, protecting your phone from drop and from being submerged in up to 5 meters of water for 30 minutes. The Glory also has some pretty awesome and highly specialized features for users who need them. A built-in laser pointer, which comes in handy for presentations, worksite inspections, and survey projects. It has come with 6.53 inches LCD display with full HD, and for performance, it's Qualcomm Snapdragon 480 chipset with 8GB of RAM and a 128GB of storage. It also has a rear camera with 48 megapixel plus a 20 megapixel night vision camera that uses both infrared and thermal imaging to help you capture clear images and a host of important information. It also has a 2 megapixel macro lens for close-up photography and 16 megapixel front camera for video calls and selfies. The Glory G1s, it's come with 5500 milliampere battery, and USB-C port may be too deep for some cables, and also 5G connect with dual SIM card. If you need a smartphone that can handle the outdoors and tough work sites but don't want something that weighs a ton and looks like a cinder block, back to number 7, the Caterpillar. S75 is a great option for that. Weighing in at just 268 grams, the S75 sports a design reminiscent of an early iPhone with a thinner body and sleeker design that's easy to fit into a work pants or safety vest pocket. It has come with 6.6 inches LCD display with full HD, and for performance, it's powered by MediaTek Dimensity D930 chipset with 8GB of RAM for easily tasks and fast moving between apps. The rear of the phone houses the 50 megapixel main camera as well as an 8 megapixel for wide angle lens and 2 megapixel macro lens that also has an underwater mode that's great for both nature photography and taking pictures of industrial issues. It has an internal storage of 128GB that can be expanded with the micro SD slot that also functions as a second SIM card slot for international calling. For power, the S75 coming with 5000 milliampere battery that provides all-day battery life for extended use without the need to constantly recharge. And number 6, Ulefone Armor. The ultimate mid-range rugged smartphone with all the features you need to stay connected and keep up with your life. This device encompasses the latest in design and materials as well as the highest in hardware running on the MediaTek Helio G96 processor with 12GB RAM and 256GB of storage. And come with a 6.78-inch LCD screen featuring a resolution of full HD and a refresh rate of 120Hz. The device also sports a 70% usable surface area protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 5. The camera system on the Ulefone Armor 24 includes a dual rear camera setup featuring a Sony Exmor RS lens with 64 megapixel resolution and a night vision lens with 64 megapixel. The rear camping light has 510 LEDs that emit 1000 lumens for improved photography in low light conditions. There's also an IR dual light that captures objects in complete darkness, and a good selfie camera with 16 megapixel resolution. When it comes to connectivity, the phone covers all your needs with Bluetooth 5.2, dual SIM, audio jack, and infrared sensor. The battery capacity is an impressive 22,000 milliampere, with fast charging 66 watt and reverse charging for your other gadgets. To number 5, Alcatel WP30 Pro. Some rugged phones are too heavy to be practical for everyday use, but Alcatel navigates that minefield with a fully ruggedized design, sporting an 11,000 milliampere battery that is only 414 grams. The WP30 Pro is a full-featured design built around the latest MediaTek Dimensity 8050 chipset and comes with 12 GB of RAM and a 512 GB of storage. For camera, it's come with a 108 megapixel Samsung main camera sensor and a 32 megapixel for selfie sensor and extra sensors for night vision and macro photography. Video can be captured in 4K and the quality of the still image capture is high. As you might expect, with a big battery, longevity is excellent, and using the 120 watt charger that accompanies it, the battery can be recharged remarkably quickly. It's also support 5G networks and coming with good display with 6.78 inches Full HD with 120 Hz refresh rate. Those points aside, the WP30 Pro is a great choice for a second phone for use outdoors, and for those who work there, it will work as an everyday phone. To number 4 in our list today. It's the Nokia XR20 is the first rugged smartphone to launch under the Nokia banner brand. Unlike other rugged smartphones that stand out due to their designs, the Nokia XR20 is meant to blend in with its slim profile and sleek look. It has come with 6.67 inches display with Full HD and IP68 rating with weight 248 grams. For performance, it's powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 480 chipset with 6 GB of RAM and 128 GB of storage. If you're looking for the most durable cell phone, the XR20 is IP68 certified and STD 810 rated, and is the first rugged smartphone to feature Corning Gorilla Glass Victus. The device also features a red emergency button, along with a dedicated, non-customizable Google Assistant button. For camera system and power, it's come with rear 48 megapixel lens with 13 megapixel for wide lens for crisp photos, and also a low selfie camera with only 8 megapixel. It supports fast charging with 18 watt and a good battery with 4,630 milliampere. It can last over 17 hours in day. And number 3, Kyocera Duraforce Pro. Rugged phones are built to withstand the elements of fieldwork, and with the Kyocera Duraforce Pro 3, you get the additional support of Verizon's 5G network. Duraforce Pro 3 is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 7 Gen 1 processor with 6 GB of RAM and a 128 GB of storage. Also coming with 3 cameras, 64 megapixel with wide angle and a 16 megapixel ultra-wide camera with 2 megapixel macro for good quality and deep details photos. For good selfie shots and recording, it's come with 8 megapixel front lens. For power, it's housing a large capacity 4,500 milliampere battery. If you plan to spend an extended amount of time in the field taking photos and video, you can swap out a micro SD card with support up to 1 terabyte. The battery is also removable, so you can carry spares and not have to worry about finding a place to charge the phone. The Duraforce Pro 3 also supports wireless charging, so you don't need to remove the bottom USB-C port plug to top it off. 3 user programmable buttons are available so that you can quickly launch your favorite app or perform key functions with the simple press of a button. This is useful when you want to open an app quickly without having to use the touch screen. The phone also supports using the phone when you are wearing gloves. The phone is designed to endure rough handling with IP68 dust and water resistance, also the STD81H shock test certification, and action overlay data designed to enhance your outdoor adventures. To number 2 that you won't believe, it's the Honor X9B. If you want a smartphone with anti-drop display with premium and modern design, the Honor X9B is best choice for you. The phone's unbreakable build remains its standout feature. The handset is 5-star overall drop resistance certified by SGS. This seems to have been possible with the shock-absorbing material called cushioning technology, which provides the display structural integrity against drops from up to 1.5 meters. The display is protected 360 degrees on all 6 faces and 4 corners, even on hard surfaces like marble and without tempered glass. Up front, the Honor X9B sports a 6.78-inch AMOLED display with HD resolution, 120 Hz refresh rate, and 1200 nits peak brightness. The primary camera on X9B is a large with 108 megapixel sensor paired with 5 megapixel ultra-wide lens and a 2 megapixel macro unit. It smoothens out the facial detailing and presents skin tones with high contrast. For selfies and video calling, the handset sports a 16 megapixel snapper. The image quality is acceptable in areas with ample lighting conditions. The phone is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 6 Gen 1 chipset, and it is paired with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of non-expandable storage. That said, the RAM is expandable virtually up to 8GB using a portion of the phone's storage. Lastly, for the battery, the 5800 mAh battery on the Honor X9B is rated to last up to 3 days between charges depending on the usage. The handset also supports 35-watt fast charging, but there is no charger bundled in the box. And finally, number 1 and the best rugged phone overall, it's Doge S100 Pro. The doogee S100 Pro is probably one of the heftiest phones on the market, and all that weight houses some pretty impressive tech like a 22,000 mAh battery. It lasts for about 97 days of use before you need to charge. Wow, it's really surprising thing. The rear of the phone houses a 108 megapixel main camera for 4K video and photography, and a 20 megapixel night vision lens for dark environments, and also a 16 megapixel wide-angle lens for landscape photography. The front camera has a 32 megapixel Sony lens for great selfies and group photos. It's powered by Helio G99 octa-core processor, paired with up top 20GB of RAM and 256GB of built-in storage. You'll have plenty of space for essential contacts, apps, and files. With the improved battery over the S100, as well as the ability to add RAM in 8 increments up to 20GB if needed, verified reviews from Amazon and other markets agree that the battery life is truly impressive and highlight that the 20 megapixel night vision camera is perfect for taking photos with friends while out at night or shooting nocturnal wildlife. So, we covered today the top 8 phones that can survive any drop until now. From the rugged Glory G1S phone to the doogee S100 Pro, there are some seriously durable options out there for you. Each of these phones has unique features that make them stand out, especially when it comes to durability. So, if you're tired of living in fear of breaking your phone, one of these might just be the perfect fit for you. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had a phone that survived a crazy drop? Drop your stories in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Top 8 Tech channel for more awesome tech insights. Thanks for watching, my friend.